Across the world, there are people who have not been swayed by the technological advancement, but have rather maintained their traditional way of life. I don't mind saying that we have come a long way since civilization began, but some communities are stuck with age-old traditions. Some of these may be mystical, others are downright lame. Different cultures have different traditions, something you like and something you will not. What if I tell you to put your hands in bullet ant gloves? Or cut your finger? And even beyond, can you think of thronging your child from height just for good luck? Or let's say you can think of eating ash of your dead ones. Bizarre, right? Stay comfy on your seat as we present here the list of 10 most bizarre rituals in the world. Starting the list at number 10. Bullet ant gloves in Amazon, Brazil. In America, adolescents tend to stumble into adulthood with a party sweet 16, or, more likely, no ceremony, or marked celebration at all. But around the world, often and especially for boys entering adulthood, requires some degree of proof that one is ready for its rigors. But the price reserved only for young men in the Amazon is exceptionally painful, in both a physical and psychological sense. For their manhood ritual, the Mawé submerge hundreds of bullet ants in a natural sedative, rendering them unconscious. These large ants are then woven into gloves made of leaves, with their stingers pointing towards the inside of the glove. When the ant regains consciousness, these gloves are then placed on the hands of young men undergoing the trial. The boy must then keep the gloves on his hands for a full 5 minutes, while the hundreds of ants repeatedly sting him. Oh, being a man, you should be thankful that you are not in the Amazon. Number 9. Lip plating in Africa. The Mursi, Chai, and Tirma are probably the last groups in Africa amongst whom it is still the norm for women to wear large pottery or wooden discs or plates in their lower lips. This tradition is customarily performed from 6 months to a year before a young girl is to marry, usually around the age of sweet 16. A girl's lower lip is cut by her mother, or by another woman of her settlement. The cut is held open by a wooden plug until the wound heals, which can take around 3 months. Being a girl listening to this gives me goosebumps. I mind how they agree to do this. The lip plate carries a number of meanings. Firstly, it's a symbol of great beauty. Secondly, it marks a commitment to the husband. If the husband dies, the lip plate is removed, since a woman's external beauty is said to fade after his death. On the 8th spot, Giraffe woman in Thailand. Imagine being a 5-year-old girl and having a brass coil collar weighing about 4.5 pounds wrapped around your neck. In the hills of northern Thailand, right at the border of Myanmar, lives a tribe of Karenni people called Kayan Lawi. What they have to look forward to as they blossom into a woman are incremental increases in their fashionista accessory look, until they are wearing a full set of brass coils around your neck, weighing about 22 pounds. So ladies, are you ready to wear this kind of accessories to look fashionable? Why do they wear it? When asked, they don't have a direct answer. Some say the rings would offer protection from tiger attacks, often aiming right for the neck. Others speculate it would keep rival tribes from abducting the women by lessening their beauty. Most likely would be the opposite. The sheer beauty and pride in putting emphasis on the women's necks gives the Kayan a divine grace. Now in number 7, Marihana Dancing with the dead in Madagascar. Every few years in the highlands of Madagascar, families reunite during a festival known as Famadihana, which literally means the turning of the ancestors' bodies. Famadihana is a time for Malagasy people to spend time with their loved ones, both living and deceased. The Malagasy celebrate this event so that new family members can meet their ancestors, and memories can be shared and never forgotten. It involves exhuming the bodies of the dead, rewrapping them in fresh cloth, and then dancing with the wrapped corpses before returning the remains to their graves. People will pay more for the revival of tomb of their relatives than their houses, because it represents their identity. Be ready for number 6. Throw the baby for good luck in India. India is home to plenty of strange traditions. Not surprising, considering that it is a land where religion and superstition go almost hand in hand. Solapur in Maharashtra is especially famous for the rituals of thronging baby up for good luck. Being home to the Baba Umer Dargah, that's the place where ritual has been actively practiced for eons. This is a 700-year-old ritual, practiced by both Hindu and Muslim families in the area. When the infant mortality rate was high, a saint advised the families of this region to demonstrate their faith in God by throwing their babies off the roof of a shrine, and that God would magically produce a sheep below to catch them. It's strange, but true. Down to our number 5, Monkey Buffet Festival in Thailand. When you think of buffet, what comes in your mind? You and your family having a bountiful dinner? But in Thailand, it's not just you who can have a buffet. It's monkeys who also enjoy it. The annual feast invites local monkeys to dine on towers of fruits and vegetables among the ruins of 13th century temples. Among the ruins of the Pra Prong Song Yot Temple in Lopburi, Thailand, a bountiful banquet awaits the guest of honor, none of whom are human. This feast is held in celebration of Lopburi's thousands of monkeys, thought to bring good luck to the area and its people. The festival also has live performances and dances, with monkeys participating throughout. Monkey Banquet is not necessarily the best attraction for all tourists of Thailand to attend. Monkeys can be aggressive, and they have been known to steal purses, bags, and whatever else they can get their paws on. So if you are thinking to visit this festival, think again. Here in number 4, we have the ritual Feed the Dead with wine in Rome. Feeding the dead is a tradition of the Romans, where they pour honey, wine, and food into the grave of the deceased through a pipe. This was done to appease people they thought might have not forgiven them in the afterlife. They believed that through their bones or ashes, the dead consumed whatever food or drink the living offered, so they built liberation tubes into graves that directly connect living relatives to their ancestors, below through the ground to get to their remains, and could instead flow directly to them. Historians believe that the Egyptians were the first to offer libations to their dead. Yet it's hard to pinpoint exactly when the practice began, since liquids poured directly onto the ground would have disappeared thousands of years ago. The first evidence of libations dates back to when the pyramids were built. At number 3, we have the ritual eating the dead's ash in Venezuela and Brazil. Yanomami tribe in Venezuela and parts of Brazil, this tribe is not easily influenced by modernization or westernization, but rather still practice their culture. This tribe has a weird burial ritual, a practice of eating the flesh of dead person from the same community, tribe, or society. They believe that the soul can only rest properly and make its transition only when the body has been burned, and the body eaten by the living relatives. Unlike the conventional burial ceremony of interment, this native Indian tribe burns the body of the dead and paints their faces with the grime from the burnt body. They sing and cry to express their grief over the loss of the relative. In the second phase of the burial, they gather the bones remaining from burning the bodies and turn them into powder, mixing it with the ashes from the burnt bodies. They mix this into a banana, which is used to make banana soup, a local delicacy common to this tribe, and give it to everybody to eat. Down to our last 2, finger cutting when someone dies in Indonesia. Let's take you inside the secretive tribe where women have their fingers amputated when their loved one dies. This is done inside a tribe deep in the Indonesian jungle. A group of women continue to go through this horrific physical pain. Emotional pain is part of the grieving process for most of us, but for the women of the Dani tribe, it involves physical pain too. It's believed finger cutting keeps the deceased person's restless spirit away, as well as symbolizing the pain of bereavement. Practice of finger cutting has grown increasingly outdated over the years, and was officially banned some years back. It's tough to know exactly when these sorts of practices started. Who was the first to come up with the bright idea to chop off their finger? And last, but not our least bizarre ritual, bride kidnapping by Romani gypsies. The custom in which single young men kidnap their bride of choice and pressure them to agree to marriage is not uncommon in Kyrgyzstan. About 1 in 5 young women and girls in Kyrgyzstan are kidnapped for marriage. A man would gather a group of his friends and go on the hunt for his prey. Usually they drive around looking for a young girl they like the look of. Once she is found, they grab her and stuff her into the car, taking her back to their family home. In many cases, the groom will rape his kidnapped bride to prevent her from returning to her family due to shame. Some 200 people took to the streets in a northern Kyrgyz province earlier this week to protest the long-standing practice of bride kidnapping. Okay, that's it for today's video. Tell us in the comment section which ritual you feel scary and horrible. Do you know any more rituals that is not a part of the list? Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel District 10 TV, for we are here to serve you with our fun, interesting, knowledgeable videos. And if you enjoyed today's video, then you will surely enjoy our upcoming videos. Click the bell button so you will be notified every time we have a new upload in the channel. You may also check our previous videos as well. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.